So Sift has announced 3 major advancements in its platform. One, we're offering a variety of new payment types to authenticate with our platform. 2, we've made some advancements with our machine learning and data science. And 3, we have introduced some great usability issues to make it easier to work with the Sift console. Specifically, as far as new payment types that we cover, there's an array of types, including ACH, including buy now, pay later, including wire transfer payment structures, and it's just a deeper set of offerings for a variety of ways that consumers want to interact with the customers that we serve. As far as the advancements in machine learning, we've introduced a great set of cohort models, and by that we mean if you're a customer in a certain sector, let's call it the cryptocurrency space, you're probably going to want to know how you are interacting or comparing against others in your space, and to accelerate how you can get to value. And so we've developed some capabilities with our machine learning to get you to value faster. And finally, with the usability issues, we've provided some great configuration in our platform to offer just better usability, better ease of access to information, and just a more logical layout depending upon the user type you are and where you would like to see information on the page. If you just step back, consumers have far more choice now than ever before on how they interact with the brand, how they transact with the brand, how they conduct a payment with the brand. And the digital businesses or brands need to be equipped to be able to serve really an increasingly diverse set of customers that would like to do business in many different ways. One example is consumers like different forms of credit. And they would like, for example, the ability to maybe transact today but not pay today. And so the emergence of techniques like buy now, pay later in the last several years have really taken up around the world, especially in certain regions of the world. The adoption from a consumer perspective has been north of 75% in certain regions. And so the digital businesses that support those types of transactions need to be equipped to really assess for fraud in real time, understand who's a risky customer and who's not, but most importantly, be able to process that transaction in an efficient way. The other important thing to recognize in the world of transactional fraud and payments is just the array of threats that have emerged over the past few years. There's organized transactional fraud, organized payment fraud. There's what's called friendly fraud, or an actual consumer that just might be delinquent in their payments or have no intent to actually fulfill the transaction. And there's different types of, I would say, techniques that are being used in the fraud landscape that make it difficult for traditional fraud controls to measure. And so what's most important is that digital businesses are equipped with the latest set of capabilities, with modern machine learning and data science, and a set of usability features to act upon those different threats and detect those in the moment and adjust their businesses accordingly. While protecting the innocent and not being able to name names, one customer who's a major player in their space, in the broader restaurant industry, has really transformed the user experience, specifically through the mobile channel, by providing a very efficient and what I'd call friction-free way to do business with this merchant. And so if you go back in time 3 or 4 years, this particular restaurant operator wasn't using Sift. The digital and the mobile experience with consumers was clunky, and oftentimes there were delays in approving transactions, or sometimes transactions would time out, or the system wouldn't even work. And consumers were left high and dry, unable to complete their transaction. They walked away with a bad experience. It wasn't good for anybody. Post working with Sift, this particular operator now has the state-of-the-art capability to really provide an in-the-moment, confident risk assessment of every mobile transaction that cuts across the network, and to the tune of many, many million transactions per week. What that means is consumers are left with a very good experience, very low friction, and really consumers are only being stepped up in very few instances. The mobile operator, or in this case the merchant, has really transformed that experience and has delivered greater profit, greater customer loyalty, and more transaction volume, notably over the past 2 years.